This single stripe dashboard took in $846,000. I was able to scale my business from 0 to 2 million in sales by doing something that seems completely counterintuitive. I stopped working for 2 hours in the middle of every single day. You have to know that we've all been conditioned to believe that if we're not grinding from dawn till dusk, that we're not getting ahead and we're going to fall behind, that things just won't work. And I believed that for years. Even when my business was grinding out multiple 6 figures a month, I'd feel guilty if I stepped away to have a life. Because somewhere deep down, this conditioning was causing me to believe the only way to scale was if I sacrificed everything outside of the business. But here's the kicker. After all that sacrifice, I still wasn't able to feel the success I was creating. And I was unfulfilled. I'd see the wins, I'd see the numbers, I'd get the good client feedback, but I was dissociated because on a deeper level, I was unfulfilled. I didn't feel like it was happening to me. I'd built the team, I'd built the system, I'd built the offer. I was making money, but every time something would go wrong in the business, it would deeply impact my emotional state and my sense of self-worth. My sense of identity was completely entangled in whether my business was doing well or not. And because of this, my emotional state, my energy state, my decision making was up and down like a roller coaster. My energy was completely inconsistent. I'd start the day and have good energy for the first 1 to 2 hours, if that. Then I'd just feel flat and I'd start making mistakes quickly. I knew I wasn't bringing my best. I'd push through it though, like so many of us do, forcing productivity for 7 hours straight or more. I'd just hype myself back up. You know, this is normal. This is what it's about. You have to push it. Blood, sweat, and tears. But it came at a cost. I started getting heart palpitations. I started waking up in the middle of the night, fixated on the business. It started damaging my relationship with my partner. I had brain fog on calls and I was losing it at my team sometimes and I felt very guilty about that. What if my obsession with doing more was actually a sophisticated way to avoid dealing with the other issues in my life? If you ascribe to Maslow's hierarchy of needs, where you on the base, you've got meeting the survival needs, which is making more money. As soon as you make enough money to cover your survival needs, the thoughts of the individual goes to existential fulfillment. What is our purpose on the planet? And that's where I was thinking. I wasn't avoiding work, but I was using it to disconnect from myself. Disconnect which allowed me to avoid having to lean in to difficult conversations. But it also disconnected me from being able to make the kind of impact I wanted to make and the money I wanted to make on a larger level. Because to do that, you have to use everything inside of you. There can be no disconnection. You have to become an integrated human being. So I made a change. I started having 2 hours off in the middle of the day. And for me, this was like ripping off my own arm because I was so entrenched in my beliefs around work ethic, but I made it a non-negotiable. No checking emails, no checking Instagram, no calls, no laptop, no phone. Just movement, breath, working out, thinking space, and just getting sun on my skin. And here's what happened. Instead of only having 1 to 2 hours of good energy work in me each day, I now have 6. 6 hours of actual production, moving the needle, not putting out fires, not admin, but cash flow generation. Not operating like an employee, working and doing a job, operating like a designer and looking at my business like a set of systems which I need to make better. Because what most produces the cash flow you're looking for is not more time. Things only take a lot of time when the systems are not made well. If you are not operating at a high level, the systems that you create will not be made well. A Ferrari goes faster than a rusty bike. But the Ferrari had hundreds and thousands of hours put into making that engine, that system that causes it to run, operate as smoothly as it does. And it takes those calm hours of consideration, going deep, to make a business run as well as a Ferrari. It's the choices we make. Do I want to spend the next 20 years riding this rusty bike, chasing town to town to town, trying to find the answer? Or should I just look at the engine I'm using, make it as powerful as a Ferrari, just ride those mountain roads, cruising for 20 years? We cannot build the impact, the business, the team, the cash flow we're looking for from a tired and wired mind. You build them with a mind that is fresh every day for months and years. One that's had room to breathe, rest, reflect, stepping back, getting out of the weeds, getting context on the situation and what's happening to get a greater picture regularly. That's why our company doubled production. Not because I worked longer, but because when I was working, I was clearer. Now let me be real, this was not easy. This conditioning was deep. At first, I felt so much shame and guilt. Like I was cheating, I was not earning it, like things would just fall apart. I should be doing more. Like my team was working so hard, I should be too, to set the example. And when I was off at the beginning, when I started implementing this 2-hour break, I'd look at my phone and just wonder, are they slacking off too? Or if they would start not working as hard. The results I saw spoke louder than my internal guilt. I came back from the breaks calmer, more decisive. My leadership got clearer, my team trusted me more because I was more certain. Everything I spent my time on gave me greater results without near as much time required. Our cash flow grew because when I was on things like sales calls, I was so much more positive and present, distractionless, that people just said, wow, I just want to buy your program because of your amazing energy. And sometimes that's all it comes down to. The truth is your business is a reflection of you. When you're sharp, your whole business cuts through problems like a knife. When you're operating at a high level, all the things you spend your time on are completed faster, with greater quality. Naval Ravikant says, almost all mistakes that happen in my life occurred when I was tired or in a rush. Because people respond to the level you're at. When you have greater mental clarity, you see opportunities, you feel the confidence to take those opportunities that just go right over other people's head because they may be in survival. When you're mentally cluttered, you cannot see the forest through the trees. I'm not saying everyone needs a 2-hour mindset reset every single day, but I am asking you to look at your calendar and ask yourself, am I really operating at capacity? Is what I'm spending my time on actually generating cash flow? Or am I just adding tasks because I'm addicted to feeling busy? Am I giving my time out of compulsion? Or because it has a high probability to create the results I want? There is nothing noble about burning the one resource we don't get back, which is time. There's nothing positive gained from becoming another failed business statistic. And there's nothing lazy about choosing yourself so you can operate at your peak. I didn't start this business to become a slave. I started it to get freedom. My genuine desire is that you got value from this video. If you did, it would mean a lot if you would subscribe to this channel. Have a great day.